funny about doing 200 shows with you?
The fact that we still stare at the screen in terror for the first 30 seconds of every damn broadcast.
To make sure that we're recording properly.
Yes, this is the 200th episode of the Great Northern Sex Cast. We're almost at our 4-year anniversary, which is like just a couple of weeks away now.
Yeah, it's toward the end of December. But yeah, and the thing about this, having done this for such a good long time with you, is that I've begun to just pick stories because I predict what your reaction is going to be, which is not to say that you do not surprise me on a regular basis still. But
most of the time, I mean, honestly, I could do surfing and I found a few things, found something I want to bring up here, but most of the time I'm like, okay, where did she dig into the World Wide Web this week? It's been fun because I'm dealing with the nuts and bolts of the sexual health industry and the retail and all that. I honestly, even though things might pop up, can't, really look at the 11-inch penis doll, doll with the 11-inch penis that we did. It just doesn't. It doesn't happen all the time. Yeah. But it's fun. It's been fun. Yeah. So happy 200th show.
You too. I love working with you. You're so fun. And I get some really great feedback, and we have a fan that was so glad we're a podcast because she just moved from Scottsdale to Cleveland.
Okay, so if you're listening, somewhere around in Ohio there's a little town called Chagrin Falls. Okay. I lived there. It's like I lived there for a year. There's a candy shop that I used to go to. It's over the falls. It was all gleaming brass and dark wood and tons of candy jars. And when we drove to Boston 2 years ago, we stopped in Chagrin Falls. I found the candy store, but now it has ice cream and not as much candy, but it's still beautiful. It's still Chagrin Falls. And my little 60-year-old memory was so happy because I got candy.
Oh, that is so cool.
Really, try and find Chagrin Falls. It's a cute little downtown shopping area. It's wonderful. And I spent a lovely year there when I was a wee person.
Very cool. You've lived in some interesting places that I would never have guessed. Based on
I was born in Kentucky.
I know, and none of these shaped you. Can I just say?
No, I've been here since 7 or 8 years old. So I am as
Minnesotan.
Yeah, as Minnesotan as you can. Minnesotan.
Yep.
Yeah, you betcha that you can get.
You sure are. Well, one of the things we do besides talk about swinging and pretty much anything goes here on the Great Northern Sex Cast is we have a very frequent public service announcement sort of segments, and Colleen found something pretty funny but also very awesome.
Yeah, we just finished November, which was usually prostate awareness of other stuff, but I found this a little bit late, but I'm going to share it today. In New Zealand, to help with men's fear of checking their testicles for testicular cancer, they have created a booth that you can go into, drop your pants, and there's a doctor in there, but it's also in another part. They're blocked. The doctor just puts his hand, or her hand, I guess, I don't know, through the hole and will test, and palpitate for lumps. So you can get into a booth, not have to see the person, because I think that's what freaks people out sometimes. There's another person that they're not having sex with, but they're touching their testicles. And that's just weird. I was the most weird guys up. Yeah. It's, they can have their testicles checked without having to face a doctor, which once again, I have to admit makes me go, oh, boo-hoo.
Right.
Because there isn't anything more, women's checks are always highly invasive. You got the lump chest, lump check where obviously I've known my doctor for decades, but still at one point if you go to there's a new stranger poking at your boobs. Yeah. And then you're looking at the cervix and all that sort of, you are, come on guys. Get over it. Get checked because we like you and we want you here.
Yes.
So I don't know if this will ever come to the U.S. because this was in New Zealand, but I hope it does because it's the number one cancer in Western nations.
Okay.
And I'm really, really excited. There's anything, because I'm like, I don't care if it's gimmicky. Yep. If it's going to make you healthier, I will say go for it.
Yep.
Yep. But so of course we'll post the whole thing. It sort of looks like a shower. It's called Testomatic. I don't know if the graphic here is an artist rendering or not, because that's a little hokey. They've got a gloved hand coming out of a little slot. So it's funnier in hell visually, but it makes, maybe that's what works,
You know?
But like I said, guys, we want you around.
Yeah.
So please do not be freaked out by testicular cancer check. Do not be freaked out by a prostate exam. You know, we want you here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, on that note, since we're talking nuts, I'm going to try to clump the topics together because it's a natural flow. Have you ever heard of No Nut November?
Does this have something to do with peanut allergies?
No.
Okay.
It does not. Again, you know, just through, and I never have heard of this. Stoptober and Dry January are also out there. And these,
I know that people will do soberwary. You know, they no drinking in January, you know, to sort of begin to a detox.
Okay. Well, this is a month-long sex challenge that requires men to give up sex and masturbation for 4 weeks. And women aren't loving it. So there's this...
Why?
Because, you know, they want to get laid. But Reddit...
No, I mean, why would you not have sex for 4 weeks?
It's supposedly... it believes them... These men believe it will make them feel stronger and more energetic. And some people say, no, it's a use it or lose it kind of thing. And I'm getting crabby. So there's this whole thing... and the responses to this woman who was griping about No Nut November. And she's saying, my new boyfriend refuses to quit No Nut November, and it's actively harming our relationship. I thought the challenge only involved masturbation, but apparently not. And so people jumped on to reply, and a lot of them just said, you know what, he just doesn't, he's not that into you. And another one says, just leave him. And other people were saying, well, he's not attracted to you anymore. And another one said, I'd dump him and date an intelligent person who will have sex. So.
Well, to me, this sounds like just like another snake oil thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the medical behind it? Now, mind you, if they're not doing it on December 1st, I say, you know, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Just going through there because there's something else going on, but there's so many things about don't do this, don't do this. Coffee is good, coffee is bad. Sex before sports is good, sex before sports is bad.
Yeah.
Oh my! I think people need to be a little bit more in tune to their own damn bodies.
Yeah.
I mean, I am achy as hell. I still figure out how to have sex.
See?
You have to just be creative and extra pillows.
Yeah.
Extra, yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is one of those predictable things, I think. But I'm proven wrong frequently. Mm-hmm. So okay. So I love to check the British site Mumsnet. Because they just, I don't know why, I always find something that's kind of relevant and interesting there. Mm-hmm. And there's a woman on there saying, you know, how to describe her lady parts to her kid. And she said, look, I know it's called a vagina, but I don't want to call it that to him. It sounds kind of wrong. He's 2. So then, here we go with all the...
Euphemisms?
Yeah.
Oh. I never ever once called a body part other than its actual name. I have to admit that when I was younger, I might use the word vagina instead of vulva because we're just so socialized to use the word vagina instead of vulva. But, you know, I trained myself out of that real quick because I'm like, I'm not having my kid freaked out by her body. I'm just not.
Yeah. Yeah. And you made a conscious decision.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So some of the names though, I do giggle at these.
Okay.
Everything from coin purse to Maud.
That was a great television show in the 70s,
I
right?
remember. You know, it was popular when I was so young. I didn't get it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't get everything, but I loved her face. Oh, B. Arthur. Oh, my God. A lot of times I didn't know what was going, you know, didn't quite have everything going on, but they also understood the camp of it. You know, there's a different, you know, series at the same time.
I should go back and dig into that because I really never really knew what it was about, but it was like a big deal.
And I cannot see a sweater vest without thinking, long sweater vest without thinking about B. Arthur.
Oh, God. Well, and, you know, the thing that's so funny, I love it that the Golden Girls became cultish because that was the first ever of its kind sort of thing.
Yeah. Do you know that a woman, Estelle Getty, who played the mom, was actually the youngest one of the 4 of them?
I know. Isn't that hilarious?
Totally cracked me up. Oh, I would so love to play the Estelle character.
Oh, God. She was.
I'm half Italian. I could do this.
Oh yeah.
Although I think I'm taller than her, which is not saying much, but
that's a classic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was the youngest one. But what's really funny, so they go on through all the different euphemisms. But
is vajayjay on there? Oprah's favorite one?
No.
Okay.
No.
Does it make it across the pond?
Yeah. But here's the thing. So the last two are my favorites. One woman wrote, "I read somewhere that teaching kids the anatomically correct names can help protect them against sexual abuse. So I'm doing that." Mm-hmm. Then another one said, this one tickles me, "I have never felt the need to discuss my vagina with my children, and I have never used the toilet with them in the room."
She's the only woman on this planet.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I don't know how she does. I don't know how she manages that.
Invade.
I can't even go to the bathroom with my cats walking into the room.
Oh, I know.
They bang their little heads and put their little paws under it, and I just, that's distracting. I don't need that. So, the door,
Yeah.
I'm obviously not when there's guests in the house, but you know what I mean. Which
sure.
is, yeah. No, there's no. I honestly, there's the story right there. That some woman actually managed to go to the bathroom without her toddler in the room.
Or a cat.
Because
yeah. For all the nonchalance that cats are famous for, why won't they have a closed bathroom door? Why is that an unacceptable thing?
I have no idea. I have to work. I have a little fluffy rug in a heated bathroom floor. And
that.
she does not leak. So as soon as I turn that on in the winter, the cat is right there on the rug. Maybe what I need to do is need to get a less fluffy rug for the in front of the toilet area, so that I'm not trying just not to crush my cat when I get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom.
Well, and cats, I'm surprised that there isn't a specific medical code for cat-induced accidents, because cats are they will trip you. They are so good at that.
Managed to step on my cat and give it a little ACL injury. So my previous cat's basketball career was completely over.
Oh no.
I felt so bad. But I had a pale orange cat, and and it was the exact same color as my floors, and it was sitting on the step, and I was carrying a laundry basket.
Oh God, for sure.
I almost went through a fucking window trying not to kill it, not to injure, the cat more, when I realized what was underneath my foot.
Oh.
Never even moved. I'm like, what the?
Yeah. No, cat injuries are serious business.
No. Yeah. But I do agree with that first thing you said. The first thing you said was that if children have the vocabulary, they'll be able to speak if something happens.
Yeah.
And that is spectacular. I highly applaud that mother.
Yes. Again, another PSA point in today's Great Northern Sexcast show.
Yeah, it's not all about drunk naked Florida. And we put Sexcast in the show because, well, hell, it has the word sex. There's a decade of marketing that says that works. So I'm not going to reinvent the wheel here.
Yeah,
but still.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Okay, I should have dragged Megan in here. I saw her. I'm completely freaked out about this. Megan has a robotophobia. She's a robotophobe.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. We doing this on a Wednesday, and they have to go out and bring the lovely merchandise out to the store. And believe me, there was some lovely mercardise going on to the stores.
Some good stuff.
Yeah, when I see poor Megan and Jessica just stare at the boxes that they're bringing out, I go, oh. So they're so we're gearing up for Christmas. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
What's awesome and new out there?
There's
because you're thinking of something, I can tell.
There is a series from Jopin. They're sort of a minty teal color series of 5 vibrators. They all have women's names. They're USB chargeable silicone, but they have a little sparkle on them. Not all over, but the base or this or that. So there's a finger vibe, 2 regular a G-spot vibe, and 2 sort of eggy type things, and a tiny little rabbit. And it's just. I've never really liked this particular minty color, but this one was done beautifully, and they're all out in the stores right now, and I'm really happy about that.
Very cool.
And then we got 2 little new flavored massage oils in pineapple and mango. So if you need, and they're just 2 ounces, because we know that sometimes nobody needs a gallon of flavored massage oil. You just want a little taste.
Yeah.
And then. And it's from, oh my God, I'm blanking on the name, but it's delicious because I love their company. So those are out. Those are some of the stuff that I just saw the other day, and I said, "Oh, I gotta remember to talk about those." And I remembered. I'm so happy.
I love it when you remember.
Sorry. Okay,
no.
Is today just going to be Segway City?
For sure.
I mean, interrupt you. Yeah.
You know, I've learned to follow this bouncing ball. It's all good. So this is the world's first oral sex robot named AutoBlow AI. Let's just let that hang there for a second, shall we?
Well, we used to have something called the squeal or something. It was, you know, it was a little wheel that had little flaps on it like tongues, and it would go around. But honestly, we don't carry it because if you put a lot of pressure on it, it stopped moving. And there are a couple of other, sometimes there's always at least one person trying to do a tongue or an oral sex type thing. I'm guessing this is probably more than like $40 though.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So U.S. developers taught the actions to this
contraption.
Yes. After studying 108 hours of video porn.
Well, right there, and you got a problem. So unless they were looking at like the amateur sites, the most of the stuff is, no. I mean, everyone can look at, you know, I've got streaming video that you can buy and stuff like that, but everybody knows there's plenty of free porn out there, and it's just nothing. You know, the oral sex scenes are hilarious. I mean, just like anything else, it's just like
Here's the quote. By the way, it requires a plug socket connection, uses several sensor components, and it combines a microcontroller with an infrared beam sensor and magnetic field sensors to manipulate this fleshy sleeve across 250 different points along a 5-inch long stroking plane. Here's the quote. We spent the last 3 years listening to feedback from our 200,000 AutoBlow 2 owners, and in response, built a new machine that mechanically better replicates the gliding and friction combination of the mouth and hand that men experience during oral sex.
Oh. So they did. So, okay, I have to admit my brain went to the other direction. I was, you know, when you said robot, I was thinking female oral sex. Kind of little, you know, instead of fellatio.
Okay, so you're supposed to. This is designed for people to put a penis inside of.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, to me, this would be as akin to sticking a fork in a toaster. I just don't. I don't do that, and I wouldn't do this.
We sell so many things that you can put your dick in. Expensive things, inexpensive things, single-use thing. I mean, fleshlights, other sleeves from, you know, that you know, those are the high-end ones. Are all the masturbators. I mean, I will walk into the warehouse and go, hey, what do we have that you can put your dick in today? Which is really not a sentence that you use a lot.
No.
In most other businesses.
Right.
But the amount of things we have that you can put your dick in is, and some of the stuff is sort of cool. There's like, you know, sleeves that have some beads in there. So there's a little bit more, you know, friction. Most of it's hand stuff. All the pumps. So this is just, they spent a couple of extra bucks to make a mechanical sleeve here to put your dick in.
Oh, joke. Yeah, well, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say absolutely no.
I don't think you're going to get enough. I mean, mind you, I'm sure that if this is excellent technology, all the other companies will steal it, and there'll be something I'll have coming up high end. But most folks that I see, they would rather buy something, use it for a couple of weeks, and then it's inexpensive, and then they get rid of it because nobody wants to clean it properly.
Oh, okay. Okay. Pretty soon they're going to have like replaceable innards, kind of like not unlike changing the liner for your trash can.
Some of the dolls do come with removable inserts, and then you can get replacement parts.
Perfect. So I just threw this in here because I think it's preposterous.
Okay.
And there's a lot that I think.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say, yeah, yeah. What level of preposterism? I just made up a new word.
Okay, I that's a good word.
I got it right. I'll have to listen to this and write and get it down first.
I love that. So there's this whole article about the wrong way to put on a bra, and there's a lot of companies now, which is great, that are advertising, you know, better. Better bras, you know, and there's a lot of them out there. And this woman, that you've probably heard the radio commercials for Third Love. That's who talks about this. So basically, she says the proper way to do it is you put the bra, your arms through, whatever, and you have to reach behind yourself, and you hook it to the loosest strap. And her contention is that if you're using any of the other settings, that the bra is too big. Okay. Everybody else said, "Oh my God, I've been brawing incorrectly all these years, et cetera, et cetera." Okay, but here's my problem. what the fuck difference does it make how you put it on if your boobs end up in the same place?
Yeah, I mean, and she didn't even mention the part where you have to like lean over and shake to get the boobs correctly in the cup.
Right.
Yeah, that's good because that's important. Otherwise, you get a little side boob squishing out. Now, I haven't worn. I mean, I buy bras. I mean, mind you, I could get bras. We don't sell a lot of them in stores, but I could wholesale order anything I want. But you know what I want? Comfy cotton bra for every day with no underwire from Target. Okay. I am perfectly fine with that. I do not need to spend a fortune on underwear because, I'm 53. Since I have really perky boobs. And so I don't need to be hefting them up to my fucking shoulders. Okay. And so I learned all. So they go on, you clip it on. I mean, she got 15 minutes of fame over that.
I know.
What the hell?
But I mean, I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm not going to do that. I like to see the clasps, visually make sure that they're fastened properly, and then whatever. Okay.
Yeah. My almost 78-year mother does not wear a bra.
Good for her.
Yeah. Yeah. If she was here, she'd say she got boobs, like 60 years ago now. Something like that. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, they're not going anywhere. She's the perkiest 78-year-old ever.
Mm-hmm. Good for her.
Yeah, and now, mind you, now that she fell and crushed the shit out of her left arm, it's all fixed now. She's doing great. PT hurts like hell, but she couldn't put a bra on unless she put it in front to begin with. Anyway,
yeah. Well,
she doesn't have the mobility.
I have kind of a shoulder problem that would be very hard for me too. So yeah, I get that. As we do with everything that we discuss here on the Great Northern Sexcast, links to the articles are posted on our Facebook page. Mm-hmm. That said. There is an article out here quoting a sexpert named Tracy Cox, C-O-X, really. Yep. But she's talking about cuckolding being the new big fantasy and how it's widely popular.
Well, judging by the amount of swingers we have in the Twin Cities area and all that, having sex with someone else's spouse is not that difficult. But if they're talking about the traditional with, are you supposed to know, not know? Because if you know, then is it really cuckolding? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's. See, I've always had a problem with people use that term. If you know, then that's just the thing that you're into.
Yeah,
it's not knowing that I think makes the term originally. Okay, I'll do a little definition searching later.
For sure, mm-hmm. For sure, definitely. And by the way. You and I have stated this for the record many times, so I will reiterate. I don't like to share.
Oh, no, neither of us like to share. I don't like to share meals. We go out to eat. My friends know that if I order an appetizer, it's my appetizer.
I think you take this a little further than I do.
Yeah. It depends on how you're doing it because it's just, everybody has so many diet restrictions, this and that going through there. And I'm like, and then you flip around, you get like one bite of something, but you didn't cook quite all the sauce. It's a pain in the ass. Get your own damn appetizer, get your own damn dessert. Okay, sorry.
Okay, good to know.
Once again, I'm just.
Good to know. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go back to New Zealand for a second.
I think I might actually deal with the plane trip to get to New Zealand.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Just rent a car, drive around. It'd be great.
So the New Zealand Trotting Cup is the most prestigious racing event in that country annually. And one feature of this, and it happens in Christchurch, is every year they feature naked models that are completely body painted in some theme.
So like just hanging around, like is there a party where they're like the decor? Or are they? They're
it's
just
a competition.
Okay.
And they walk into the arena and they parade around, and it's a competition among the artists. So, one artist painted a model Dr. Seuss themed and named it Street, Streat. And it takes 7 hours to do this.
I've seen a brilliant. I've said this before too. I love the human body as art. Most of the art in my house is of human beings, not landscapes, none of that, anything like that. But I don't know. 7 hours. It's. I would smear it. I would be a bad
body
model.
Painter?
Body,
a model.
Yeah.
Sit still. Oh, I know. Yeah. Don't even ask me.
But I bet it was really good. I like that idea. Did they imply that it's all female models, or do they?
Yeah, and it's kind of fun. You should read the article on our Facebook page, because it talks about like, you know, the models that have never done it before, and they're saying it was so fun, and you're naked but you're not naked.
Because I mean, honestly, think about what you could do on a guy that had a really broad chest. The painting that you could do there.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Okay. See, now I'm just envisioning a whole bunch of painted guys. Ooh. Yeah, that's sort of fun. Yeah.
Just indeed.
My rampant heterosexuality is just flying through my brain right now.
Well, think about all the crazy, hilarious things you could use the penis to be.
Yeah, because you don't actually see too much about painting male bodies.
No.
Oh. Okay, sorry.
No. We're fine. Let's remain down under for a moment.
Okay.
Pun absolutely intended. Get Naked Australia is a naked hiking site. It's got 224.
Australia wants to kill you.
I know.
I don't want to be. No, I'm not being naked in Australia. Okay, I have friends that live in Australia, exchange students, stuff like that. Uh-huh. I'm going to have to get a hold. I have to send her a message and see if she knows anything about Naked Australia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
No. I mean, now people are posting snaps of naked hiking and all this kind of stuff. The hilarious thing is, they're at least
wearing boots, right? Please tell me they're wearing boots.
Yes.
Okay.
In most cases.
Okay. Just checking.
The owner of the page is a guy named Brendan, who he said, it was an accident. He said he was making a joke for his fiance. He wanted to get her a funny present, so he thought it would be hilarious to stand on a mountain naked and have a picture. So he got together 12 images and made them into a calendar, and then it became an Instagram site, and it's just completely taken off. So everybody's posting their stuff. Check it out.
I would, depending on where I was, I would hike naked. I don't particularly like clothes, but it depends on where. But I'm not. I mean, I'm just okay. Now I'm imagining like naked people on the Superior hiking trail. I'm not thinking this is the trail that would probably be the best one. Because I hiked up to like Eagle Mountain, the highest point in Minnesota or something like that. And at one point, I'm traipsing over like basketball sized boulders. I'm like, this is the path. I am so room service girl. Not that I actually would pay for room service, but in theory, I'm a really good room service.
You're a glamper.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Me too. I don't camp. It's completely out of the question.
I did enough of that. The first couple of years I did the Renaissance Festival, there was a campground, a tent. I had a little camper with a friend. One of those little tiny scamps, those little white bubbles. Those were really cute. But that was, but you drive into McDonald's in the morning and you drive down to the KOA before they built showers and use their showers. Yeah. No, that's as close as I'm ever getting to that shit.
Yeah, me too. This is terrifying. The spider web butt lift.
Sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead. Get it out. It's okay.
Okay. Please tell me about the spider web butt lift.
It's supposed to prevent sagging and stimulate collagen, so it will give a little volume and a lift. I don't need any more volume in my ass, just FYI.
I've got plenty of booty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they shoot about 100 injections into your butt cheeks.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And there's like these little fibers. Wait, let me find this part.
Okay, this sounds like the woman down in Florida that was using like construction grade silicone and disfigured people by shooting silicone into their ass.
Yep. It takes 45 minutes and uses something called polydioxanone, PDO. It's a strong, flexible fiber that breaks down in the body within 1 to 2 months. The effects of the spider web butt lift can last up to a year, depending on the number of threads used, and can apparently be done on any part of the body that requires a lift, including arms and belly.
Squats. No. Just squats work. And no, I just don't. Why does that, there were so many things. Why does that ugh me out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I'm getting better now, maybe. No. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a female orgasm article. Tell your boyfriends and husbands and whoever else, girlfriends, whatever, to check it out. But there's a whole article that it's kind of good. It kind of sets the stage for, common mistakes, reasons why people get into ruts, avoiding ruts, because if you always masturbate the same way, for example, you
get used to it. And that's what I was saying is Dr. Markey was talking about the fact that like people use vibrators or certain ways, and your body gets used to that. You got to work things around. I mean, sometimes you just want a quick one so you can go to sleep.
Yep.
No biggie. But other times, just like, God, no, you got to sort of separate things in your mind and shake things up a bit. I think that's why people buy multiple things from us. They want a different feel, like that, or they have a new partner and they've chucked all their old toys.
So, and there's 3 key climax tips which I think are practical and they make sense to me. And you can read about them at length. But basically, the first one is heighten stage 1 arousal, and they say. And when we talk about arousal, start with sexting early in the day, like build up through the day, which I think is smart. Draw out the pleasure of the plateau stage. So, just keep going before you go in for the kill. And let your partner know that you want something else, like during the climax, so they can pinch, or add a sensation or something.
As long as there aren't children or cats trying to get into the room. Other than that, then you got to get your quickie in.
Agreed.
Yeah. No, taking the time and switching things up again. I mean, it's amazing that sometimes you'll be there like, wow, we've sort of done it this way for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, time to change things around.
Yep. Yep. Okay, and this is kind of like, clickbait, but it's something that Cosmo and every other magazine does. They dust this off and re-release it, periodically. But the star signs that are best in bed, and we can always count on Love Honey to be a sponsor of this survey.
I get a kick out of that because I don't know about you, but whenever anyone attaches anything astrology, like, okay, what sort of books do like Libra's like? I click on it. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
I don't believe in any of this shit, but I'd like to know. But it absolutely entertains me the way that some people write about this stuff, like it's actually real or something.
I know. Well, here's my beef with it. Okay, let me read them off. Because we don't want to make people have to go all the way through the pain of finding the article and reading it, but you're welcome to if you want to, because it will be on Facebook. But number 1, care to hazard a guess?
Number 1 person first. What the hell is September?
Libra.
Okay.
Number 3.
Okay.
Number 1 is Aquarius.
As an age of? Okay. Okay. When is that again? Do they have the dates in there? Because I don't know what this shit is.
February.
Okay.
Number 2 is Capricorn, which is January. 3 is Libra, which is September. 4, Aries, March. Well, yeah, March into April.
Yeah, the way that.
And then 5, Taurus. And that's what my husband is. And I am very bitter that Scorpio, which is, the, notoriously naughtiest one, is not even mentioned. So
yeah, neither is mine. No,
yep,
no cancer.
My brother.
My favorite thing though is the you go to a Chinese restaurant and they have all the symbols on the mat. So I'm a snake.
Oh, you are.
So I'm wise and intense with a tendency towards physical beauty, which totally entertains me every time I read that.
The snakes are not cute.
Yeah,
but go on.
And then, but you're also supposed to like avoid the person that's like 6 years away from you. But that person is boar, and boars are supposed to avoid other boars. So no one is supposed to avoid me.
Cool.
That's the part that I've always gotten out of the Chinese map.
That's pretty neat. I'm horse. I can't remember what my husband is, but yeah, I'm horse.
Yep.
This is interesting. I got to tell you, a potential illicit side effect of driverless cars, rolling brothels, people using them to have sex in, this is a thing. And this is a study from the Annals of Tourism Research. It's called Autonomous Vehicles and the Future of Urban Tourism. And researchers noted that self-driving cars could ultimately become rolling hotel rooms rentable by the hour, which, hadn't thought of it.
No. Oh, it so will. They will. Yeah.
And to do drug deals.
Yeah. People already do that when they rent a limo. Up goes the shield and their folks are in the back, So you got all that room. So if you end up with driverless party bus, whatever it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about distractions.
I'm sorry. I just went away for a minute. I was scanning all my memories of inappropriate sex in public places and the fact that it's a miracle I've never been caught.
Yeah.
Because.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can't imagine this too. But I think about certain things every now and then. I go, yeah.
Can I tell you the best one ever? I don't think I've ever said this on the show. The parking garage at Southdale and security was right behind us. Like, we're in the car, and I could see the lights of security, and you know that the windows are fogged, right? And I'm sitting there going, oh my God, don't move. And the partner's like, but I want to come. But I cannot believe, I thought it was all over and that I was going to be in handcuffs shortly. Pretty soon.
My guess is as long as there weren't like a group of children peeking in the window, they probably would have said, break it up, move on. Not a Bria going through there.
Thank God. That was the riskiest thing I ever did sexually, in a manner of speaking. This is weird. So an Episcopal bishop in upstate New York has gone against his church and banned gay marriage. And he said that their church has been hijacked by the gay rights agenda, and he barred same-sex marriages in his diocese. I don't
know there's not a lot of separation of church and state, legally, I think, considering the fact that, the Episcopal is the Church of England and the Queen is the head of it. So
actually, that's Anglican.
Anglican. Oh, okay.
Episcopal's different.
Yeah, Episcopal's
Episcopal.
Different.
Yep.
Oh, I'm getting them. Yeah, they're all so close.
I know.
I'm guessing that his congregation is going to stagnate and die, much like a lot of the. Was it 3-4 weeks ago? Star Tribune, the most growing religion is none, because people are just not. I mean, they still want to have a connection, a community, but they're not interested in being told that from a religion that some other people are bad because of it, because they're not.
Right.
It is not working for millennials and younger whatsoever.
No. Couple things on that. Number one, I am of the mindset that if you don't believe in that, then you go off and live your life the way you wish to, but don't tell anybody else how to live theirs.
Correct.
So in my opinion, if the Episcopal, flavor of religion says gay marriage is okay, then he needs to go find a church that doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't get to say he's still that, because he's not.
Right, exactly. My God, I forgot how, I should have mentioned this. We seriously have a New Zealand Australia theme today. This is not funny. It's not going to be funny to you, but it's funny to me as a retailer. Australian sex toy heist. And they, carried out by 3 glamorous women. Okay, long story short, you can read about it, but they got away with a lot of stuff. $2,500 in one of the hits, $200 in another, and $450. That's a lot of merch. That's a lot. And they were caught on CCTV, so they've got pictures. But one thing that tickles me is one woman was wearing high-waisted lace trousers and a crop top, and allegedly got out with 4 vibrators hidden in her clothes. Where the fuck did she put it? Because that's not small.
I am constantly frustrated, like any retailer, about theft, and but a lot of times people steal. People steal for a couple of reasons. A lot of times they're rings, and so they're going to be at like Macy's and grabbing a rack and running so they can sell it, on Craigslist later on. Not a lot of market for stolen sex toys. So it's not as big of a deal as other companies.
Okay, really?
A lot of times it's opportunity or embarrassment. People will, we had eons and eons ago when we sold a lot of blow up dolls. There was one that people would go to the back store and just run out. This is like 30 years ago. There was a rash of that. And occasionally someone, we don't keep livestock. We still sell DVDs, but we don't leave the DVD in the thing. It's, they're locked up. So someone will grab like a box. We're like, oh, they're not going to be thrilled when they get home.
Yeah. Well, do retailers have insurance for that?
To some extent, but you can't. The thing about commercial insurance is that you lose it. Then, if you use it, you get dropped. So unless something is totally burned to the ground or something, there's no point in doing anything. A broken window here or there, you can't. You just got to suck it up.
Ugh.
Drives me insane. Yeah, there's a just got another check the other day for like $12.93. I don't know. I forgot how long ago, but some kid who was 18 years old got obviously shit-faced drunk, whatever else he was on, broke into a store, actually cut himself on the glass, grabbed a few things, got back out, but there was a problem. Dropped his hotel room key.
Oh, geez.
So they knew who it was. It took him a couple years to find him because he got busted for something else. And I said, you know what I want? I want him to pay me back for the window. So I don't know what this guy's doing because it's been years. But occasionally from Dakota County, I get like a check for $11, $15. The restitution is going through there.
Oh,
but I'm like, there was a fair amount of blood. So he cut himself good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm like, and we had video of it. They found us. I mean, they knew exactly who it was, but he's paying it back. It's going through. I made sure it's going through them.
And I need to stop watching prison dramas, but my God, Wentworth is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Again, an Australian piece, but in watching that one and a few other things that I have really come to the mindset. I mean, I always felt that we needed prison reform huge, but I'm utterly convinced that we have got to do something about the way we punish and we really do need to truly rehabilitate because the recidivism, I mean, they are fucked for the rest of their lives.
And it's honestly just a new form of slavery.
Yeah,
I mean, in the past month, everybody knows that California has been burning to hell. Do you know that a big chunk of the folks that are trying to put out these fires are prisoners? But when they get out, because of EMT requirements, a bunch of other stuff and felonies, they can't get jobs as firefighters.
Right.
And it just, you can't just there's got to be something. I mean, the medical care and this and that. I think once we finally get rid of all stupid marijuana laws, that will take care of some stuff. And you really got to think about what's there.
Yeah.
The debtor's prison, that's a hard word for me to say. It's frustrating and it makes it damn difficult for people to get on with their lives.
Yeah. They're thwarted in every imaginable, direction. So I sincerely hope that we can come up with something that really does, because I do think, here's me being naive, but I do believe that most people, not all.
Not all. I mean, there are some folks that really, really deserve to be there.
Yeah.
But sending folks, okay, if someone's not hurt or property or stuff like that, there's got to be a different way of doing it so they don't come out better criminals.
Exactly. Well, and I think like drug crimes, we could talk about this for 3 years and never, but I think drug crimes are horribly overpunished.
Oh, and horribly racist.
Okay. But you know what I don't think is punished enough is what is some of what's considered white collar. They do more damage.
Oh, yeah.
With the embezzlers, the money managers, like your Madoffs and things like that. Than a car thief.
Oh, yeah. I mean, someone getting busted 3 times for pot and then ending up their life in prison versus terrorizing someone in a bank robbery or stealing millions if you're like a guardian and a lawyer. Right. I mean, who's honestly done more freaking damage to this society?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
And although I have to admit, and like sex crimes, physical assault. I mean, that seems to be treated less than someone who gets busted for pot.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
I know. And the mental, I know. I hear you. So let's end with something really creepy. Sorry.
Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay with creepy.
Well, let's see how you feel.
Let's see. Okay.
This. All right. Let's not speak too soon. Surrounded by nearly 40 people, a 35-year-old man has married a virtual hologram. Akihiko Kondo, who is, he works at a middle school in Japan. He wed Hatsune Miku, which is a hologram created by a computer as singing software. The hologram takes the form of, here's where we get creepy, a teen performer. And it's featured in over 100,000 songs. So it's a very popular character. And the statement said that they were not involved, the company who created this, in any way in the wedding ceremony, have no knowledge of it outside of what they've seen in the news. Obviously, marriage with a character has no legal validity, so it's of no concern. But this guy feels, that the shape of happiness, the guy who did it, and love is different for everybody. Blah, blah, blah.
Like the movie Lars and the Real Doll, or the folks that have relationships with their pillow, or are just going through there. I mean, that is just a little, yeah.
Well, here's where I'm going with this.
I'm very confused.
If you even have cartoon child porn or like it, and this thing is a kid, just saying.
Well, did they say teen or child? I mean, it was teen. Yeah.
Still gross.
I am
on so many levels.
I don't it will always creep me out. I mean, just the impression is like,
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to cringe our way.
Yeah. Show. Well, thanks for 200. 200.
That's cheers.
Wow. I actually was thinking it was 3 years, not 4 years. I've completely, my brain went, really? I had to I was going through, when's the date on this one? There's a date on this one. Where's the date? And I'm like, seriously?
I know.
Totally cracked me up.
I know. It's amazing. Well, adios for today, and we will be back. I think we have a good track record.
Sounds good.